Imagine standing on the edge of an uncharted continent, the gentle brush of unknown winds against your face, as you prepare to etch the first accounts of a surreal yet undeniably real landscape, sprawling before your eyes, no further than the point where the earth bends. This was the canvas on which early travel writers painted their words, a canvas as expansive as the imagination and as intimate as a whispered secret. In the rich tapestry of human history, the art of travel writing began not merely as a record of geography and cultures, but as a profound act of sharing, understanding, and ultimately shaping human perspectives. Travel writing, in essence, is an endeavor that transcends mere documentation. In the shadows of history, the earliest known travel logs date back to the ancient civilizations of Sumer, Egypt, and China, where kings and scholars documented foreign lands and peoples. Such records served as crucial sources of information for trade routes, alliances, and cultural exchanges. It was not merely an account of terrain and distance, but a deeper, reflective understanding of the world beyond familiar borders. Ancient explorers like Hanno the Navigator of Carthage embarked on journeys that were later inscribed in scrolls, narrating encounters with distant lands and mysterious peoples. These narratives, rich with the curiosity and awe of early exploration, laid the foundational stones for what would eventually be known as travel writing. As the baton passed from ancient record keepers to medieval pilgrims and scholars, the purpose and style of travel writing shifted. It began to weave personal experiences with factual reporting, transforming from mere geographical documentation into stories imbued with personal insights and philosophical ponderings. The figures of Marco Polo and Ibn Battuta loom large in the annals of travel literature, representing not only the vastness of the worlds they traversed, but also the profound impact of their journeys on the Western and Islamic worlds, respectively. Polo's The Travels, originally dictated to Rustichello da Pisa in a Genoan prison, remains one of the seminal works of European travel literature. It offers not just a catalogue of the cities and wonders he encountered from Venice to the court of Kublai Khan, but also the subtleties of cultural exchanges that occurred along the Silk Road. Marco Polo's vivid descriptions brought the mystique of the East closer to the Western audience, imbuing future generations with a yearning to explore these distant realms themselves. Ibn Battuta's travels, chronicled in Rihla, the journey, spanned nearly 30 years and covered almost the entire Islamic world and beyond, from North Africa to Southeast Asia. His detailed accounts provide invaluable insights into the social, cultural, and political landscapes of the 14th century world, written from the unique perspective of a Muslim scholar. Their writings not only served as essential guides for future travelers, but also as bridges between diverse civilizations, playing a crucial role in the global exchange of knowledge, technology, and traditions. These narratives were imbued not just with observations, but with an understanding that travel was a profound exercise in cultural diplomacy and personal transformation. The Age of Exploration heralded a new chapter in travel writing, driven by European expeditions to the New World and other uncharted territories. This period was marked by a mix of wonder and conquest, and the travel literature of this era reflected both these aspects. Navigators like Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, and Ferdinand Magellan embarked on perilous journeys that would be documented and devoured by eager European audiences. Their accounts, often exaggerated and filled with tales of exotic lands and peoples, fueled the European imagination and ambition. This era's travel writing often carried a dual tone, one of marvel at the new discoveries, and another of a darker narrative of domination and exploitation. These writings not only informed geographical and cultural understandings, but also played a role in shaping colonial policies and practices. Romantic visions, the Grand Tour, and beyond, the 18th and early 19th centuries saw the rise of the Grand Tour, a rite of passage for wealthy European aristocrats, particularly the British. The Grand Tour was intended as an educational trip through Europe, especially Italy, Greece, and sometimes the Middle East, to soak in art, architecture, and the classical heritage. Writers like Lord Byron, John Keats, and later Mark Twain transformed the travel writing genre into a more personal, reflective, and poetically charged narrative. Their works often went beyond mere description, delving into the realms of personal growth, philosophical inquiry, and cultural critique. This period infused travel writing with a romantic allure, highlighting the transformative power of travel on the human spirit. As travel became more accessible, these personalized narratives began to dominate the genre, influencing how people viewed travel as not just a journey across physical distances, but also as an exploration of self and society. Victorian ventures, empire, and inquiry. The Victorian era marked a period of expansive British colonialism, and with it a surge in travel writing that served both to inform and to justify the imperial mission. Figures like Sir Richard Francis Burton and Mary Kingsley ventured into the heartlands of Africa and Asia, driven by a blend of curiosity, scientific inquiry, and the imperial ethos. Sir Richard Francis Burton, an explorer, linguist, and spy, brought back detailed accounts of his journeys to Mecca and the city of Harar, which were previously closed to non-Muslims. His writings not only provided a vivid description of these exotic locales, but also offered a nuanced view of the cultural and religious practices of the local populations, challenging some of the prevailing prejudices of his time. Mary Kingsley, on the other hand, defied Victorian gender norms to travel alone in West Africa. Her works, like Travels in West Africa, were critical in shaping Western perceptions of African societies. Kingsley's writings advocated for a deeper respect for African cultures and critiqued the simplistic and often derogatory narratives that had been previously propagated in the name of empire. This era's travel literature often walked a fine line between the celebration of discovery and the darker realities of colonization, providing a complex narrative that mirrored the contradictions of the Victorian period itself. A different lens, Indigenous and female travel writers. The narrative of travel writing has predominantly been shaped by Western male voices, often overlooking the contributions of Indigenous and female travel writers, who have provided alternative perspectives and insights into the world. Indigenous travel narratives, whether oral or written, offer profound insights into the lands they inhabit, presenting a view from those who know the terrain, its history, and its spiritual significance most intimately. These accounts often challenge the exotic or frontier narratives imposed by colonial writers and provide a deeper, more holistic view of their worlds. Female travel writers like Isabella Bird and Freya Stark brought a new dimension to the genre. Isabella Bird, in her writings about travels in America, Hawaii, and Japan, provided detailed observations that often went beyond what her male counterparts offered. She focused not just on landscapes and cultures, but also on the roles and statuses of women in these societies. These voices, though long underrepresented, have added rich layers of complexity and diversity to the understanding of travel and its impact on human understanding and relationships. The 20th century saw the transformation of travel writing with the advent of travel journalism, a field that blended detailed reporting with the narrative style of traditional travel literature. This era brought us the works of writers like Bruce Chatwin and Paul Theroux, whose journeys were as much about the places they visited as they were about the people they met and the stories they collected. Bruce Chatwin's In Patagonia and Paul Theroux's The Great Railway Bazaar are exemplary of this new form of travel writing that not only seeks to inform, but also to question and reflect upon the essence of travel and its effects on the human psyche and society. These works are characterized by a keen attention to detail, a deep sense of place, and an often introspective narrative style. This period also saw the rise of guidebooks and travel magazines, which democratized travel information, but also commercialized the travel experience. Despite this, travel journalism has continued to thrive, offering a more accessible and practical form of travel literature that still retains the depth and introspection of its predecessors. The interwar period, from 1918 to 1939, was a unique time for travel writing, as it followed the devastation of World War I and preceded the global upheaval of World War II. During this era, travel literature often reflected a search for meaning in a rapidly changing world, and a desire for peace and understanding among different cultures. Writers like Robert Byron with The Road to Oxiana and Evelyn Waugh with Labels, a Mediterranean journal, used their travels as a backdrop to explore broader themes of art, history, and the human condition. Their writings, filled with wit and a sharp observer's eye, offered a form of escapism and a hopeful vision for a world torn apart by conflict. This era's travel writing is notable for its blend of the adventurous spirit of the early explorers with a modernist approach to narrative and style, making it a rich field for those interested in both literary form and historical context. Post-World War II travel writing emerged in a world where boundaries, geographical, political, and cultural, were being redefined. The literature of this time often dealt with themes of reconciliation and understanding in a world divided by the Cold War. Travel writers like V.S. Naipaul and Jack Kerouac traversed not only physical landscapes, but also the landscapes of human resilience and despair. Naipaul's An Area of Darkness and Kerouac's On the Road represent two very different approaches to travel writing, yet both explore the complexities of identity and belonging in a fragmented world. This period also saw the rise of travel as a form of political and social critique, with writers using their narratives to comment on the state of the world and advocate for change. This transformative era in travel writing opened up new possibilities for what travel narratives could convey, making them more than just accounts of journeys, but reflections on humanity itself. Today, travel writing is more diverse than ever, both in terms of the authors who write it and the perspectives they bring. The genre has expanded to include voices from all corners of the globe, offering a multiplicity of views on travel, culture, and the interactions between them. Contemporary travel writers like Pico Iyer and Elizabeth Gilbert blend personal memoir with travel narrative, exploring the inner journey as much as the outer. Iyer's reflections on globalism and multicultural identity in books like The Global Soul, and Gilbert's quest for self-discovery in Eat, Pray, Love highlight how travel can be both a journey outward into the world and inward into oneself. This era of travel writing also sees a greater emphasis on sustainability and responsible tourism, reflecting a global awareness of the environmental and cultural impacts of travel. Writers are increasingly focusing on stories that promote understanding and appreciation of cultures in ways that are respectful and sustainable. As we continue to explore the vast world of travel writing, It is clear that this genre has evolved from simple voyage documentation to a complex narrative form that offers profound insights into our world and ourselves. The journey of travel writing is far from over, and its future paths are as promising and unpredictable as the journeys it seeks to describe. In the evolving landscape of travel literature, photography has carved its own niche, transforming narratives with vivid imagery that complements the woven words. Since the introduction of photography in the 19th century, it has become an indispensable tool for travel writers, allowing them to capture fleeting moments and immortalize the ambience of a place. Photographic essays in travel writing provide readers with a visual context that enhances the textual descriptions, creating a more immersive experience. Iconic photographers like Steve McCurry have been pivotal in this integration, where each photograph tells a story of its own, yet beautifully complements the narrative, bringing distant worlds to the reader's doorstep. The synergy between text and image in travel writing not only enriches the reader's experience, but also enhances the authenticity of the narratives. Photographs serve as proof of the journey, offering undisputed evidence of the wonders and plights described in the texts, making the stories more tangible and relatable. Travel writing, at its core, often resonates with the rhythm and introspection of poetry. This lyrical form of travel writing has been mastered by authors who blend narrative prose with poetic sensibilities, creating works that are as much a pleasure to read as they are informative. Authors such as Rebecca Solnit and Gary Snyder have excelled in this approach, using poetic techniques to evoke the landscapes they describe and the emotions they invoke. Solnit's Wanderlust, A History of Walking, delves into the philosophical and poetic aspects of travel, exploring how the act of walking through different landscapes can mirror our own internal journeys. Such poetic travel writing compels readers to see beyond the physical journey to the metaphorical paths we traverse in life. It challenges the audience to reflect deeply on their perceptions of the world and their place within it, offering a profound contemplation that is both grounding and uplifting. Travel writing in translation, crossing linguistic borders. Travel writing transcends linguistic barriers, bringing global stories to diverse audiences. The translation of travel literature is a delicate art that requires not only linguistic accuracy, but also cultural sensitivity to convey the true essence of the original narrative. The works of explorers like Alexandra David Nail, who wrote extensively about her travels in Tibet, have been translated into numerous languages, allowing her observations to reach a global audience. This cross-cultural exchange enriches readers' understanding and appreciation of foreign lands and cultures, fostering a greater sense of global community. Translators play a crucial role in this process, acting as bridges between cultures, ensuring that the subtleties of language and cultural references are preserved and appropriately adapted for new readerships. This not only enhances the reach of travel writing, but also its impact, enabling stories to inspire and educate across continents and cultures. Adventures in Publishing: How Travel Tales Told the World. The publication history of travel writing offers a fascinating glimpse into the evolving tastes and interests of societies over time, from the hand-copied manuscripts of the Middle Ages to the e-books and travel blogs of today. The ways in which travel stories are shared have changed dramatically, yet the public's fascination with distant lands and peoples remains unchanged. The advent of the printing press in the 15th century revolutionized the distribution of travel literature, making it more accessible and thus more influential. In the 19th and 20th centuries, the proliferation of travel magazines and guidebooks, such as those by Baedeker and Lonely Planet, catered to a growing middle class eager for leisure travel, significantly shaping the tourism industry. Today, the digital age has democratized travel writing even further, allowing anyone with a story to share their experiences instantly with a global audience. This shift has not only impacted how travel stories are consumed, but also who writes them, leading to a more diverse array of voices and experiences. Digital landscapes, blogs, and beyond. The digital revolution has transformed travel writing, with blogs, online magazines, and social media platforms becoming the new frontiers for sharing travel narratives. This medium offers immediacy and interactivity that traditional forms of publishing cannot match, allowing for a more dynamic and personal connection between the writer and the reader. Travel bloggers like Nomadic Matt and The Blonde Abroad have leveraged these platforms to share their travel experiences, tips, and insights, building communities of followers who engage with and contribute to their ongoing adventures. The digital format also allows for the integration of multimedia elements, such as videos, interactive maps, and photo galleries, enhancing the storytelling experience. Moreover, the accessibility of digital platforms has given voice to underrepresented groups in travel writing, highlighting diverse perspectives and challenging traditional narratives. This shift towards a more inclusive approach not only enriches the genre, but also broadens the audience's understanding of the world. As awareness of environmental issues grows, travel writing has begun to reflect a more eco-conscious perspective. This new genre of eco-travel writing not only highlights the beauty of nature, but also emphasizes the importance of preserving it for future generations. Writers like Elizabeth Colbert and Mark Sundin, through works like The Sixth Extinction and Car Camping, respectively, explore the intersections of travel, environmentalism, and sustainability. Their writings advocate for responsible travel practices that minimize environmental impact and promote conservation efforts. This shift has influenced the travel industry, with more companies adopting sustainable practices and offering eco-friendly travel options. As travel writers continue to promote environmental awareness, they play a crucial role in shaping the future of travel and its impact on the planet. Cultural reflections, travel writing, and identity. Travel writing often serves as a mirror, reflecting the writer's cultural identity and how it interacts with the wider world. This introspective aspect of travel writing explores themes of belonging, alienation, and the fluidity of cultural identity in a globalized world. Through their journeys, writers like Taiye Selassie and Pico Iyer examine the complexities of their multicultural backgrounds and how these influence their perceptions and experiences abroad. Their narratives delve into the nuanced realities of living between cultures, offering insights that resonate with a diverse global audience. This focus on cultural identity not only enriches the travel writing genre, but also encourages readers to contemplate their own identities in relation to the places they visit and the people they meet, fostering a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of the human experience. Economic Journeys, the business of travel writing. Travel writing is not just an artistic and cultural endeavor. It is also a significant economic activity. The industry influences and is influenced by the global travel economy, from influencing tourism trends to generating income through book sales, speaking engagements, and sponsored content. The business aspect of travel writing can be seen in how destinations market themselves, often using the allure of being featured in popular travel narratives to attract tourists. Conversely, the success of these narratives can depend on current travel trends and economic factors that influence people's ability to travel. Understanding the economic dimensions of travel writing is crucial for those in the field, as it impacts everything from the feasibility of travel to the topics and destinations that are likely to attract reader interest and commercial success. Learning through travel educational impacts. Travel writing has a profound educational value, offering readers insights into geography, history, culture, and sociology through engaging narratives. This genre serves as an informal educational tool, sparking curiosity and fostering a deeper understanding of the world. Educators increasingly incorporate travel literature into curriculums to enhance students' global awareness and critical thinking skills. Works like Thor Heyerdahl's Kon-Tiki and Jack London's The Cruise of the Snark not only entertain, but also educate, illustrating complex concepts through real-world adventures. The educational impact of travel writing extends beyond formal education. It also educates the public about diverse cultures and environments, promoting tolerance and appreciation for differences. As such, travel writers bear responsibility to accurately and respectfully portray the places and people they write about, ensuring their narratives contribute positively to the collective knowledge. The future of travel writing, trends and predictions. As we look to the future, travel writing continues to evolve, shaped by technological advancements, changing societal values, and global events like pandemics and climate change. The rise of virtual reality and augmented reality offers new ways for travel writers to share immersive experiences, potentially revolutionizing the genre. Emerging trends indicate a growing interest in themes like slow travel, sustainable tourism, and journeys focused on personal transformation and healing. Additionally, the increasing importance of ethical considerations, such as the impact of travel on local communities and environments, is likely to shape the narratives and practices of future travel writing. As global connectivity continues to increase, the opportunities for cross-cultural exchange and exploration will expand, offering travel writers new stories to tell and new ways to tell them. The future of travel writing holds the promise of more inclusive, responsible, and reflective narratives that not only entertain and inform, but also inspire and challenge us to think critically about our place in the world and how we move through it. This comprehensive journey through the world of travel writing illustrates its dynamic and evolving nature, reflecting changes in society, technology, and individual perspectives. From ancient explorers to modern bloggers, travel writers have continued to capture the imagination of their readers, offering windows into unfamiliar worlds and reflective mirrors into our own. As this genre moves forward, it remains a vibrant testament to the power of storytelling and the endless curiosity of the human spirit.